Welcome back, happy hempsters. Great to be with you today. My name is Dee Dee Taylor.
And I'm Beth Panati, a.k.a. Cannabis.
That's right. She's our Cannabeth. Oh, and I also call her Mini-Me sometimes. Because luckily she's a Virgo like me, and we work very well together.
That's right.
Most of the times, unless I'm snappy, and then I have to eat my words. But it happens. It does happen sometimes.
Maybe it's when you don't eat your lunch. That's
true. You got to get to where you're like my husband and you just give me food.
Just slowly hand you tacos.
Here's your food.
Yes.
He just will make me a sandwich. Be like, here, you need to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll keep that in mind.
Just
for
an
sure.
But we're kind of talking about aging today, and along with aging, also Parkinson's. I wanted to bring that up because I was just this past weekend, I gave a speech or a talk really to some Parkinson's patients with the National Institute of Parkinson's down. They're just in DuPont, but some really good friends of mine run that organization, and they've. This is my second time speaking with that group, so it was. God love them. The things that Parkinson's you go through having that disease, it is awful. It's horrible for people.
It's mind and body.
It is mind and body. A lot of there's dementia, there's anxiety, there's pain too, not even just tremors. There's it is much more vast than more people even realize. So and ultimately, I mean, you end up passing away from it eventually. You know, some people can live with it for a really long time and still have good lives. And, you just got to make sure you're working on your motor skills, and you are, they have boxing classes, which I think is great because, we're in Louisville. Muhammad Ali, he was a big proponent of that. I think it's called Rock Steady Boxing, I think is what it's called. But that's just super important. And it means a lot to me. I remember being a little girl, and I think on Golden Pond. Does anybody else remember that movie? You remember that movie?
I love that movie so much.
Do you remember, was it Hepburn? Is that she?
Yeah,
but
Katharine Hepburn.
Her head shook. And as a kid, I was always like, oh, I hope that never happens to me. Do you know what I mean? Because you're, and you don't understand that at the time. But I look at that so much differently now as an adult, obviously. And I always want to talk to someone whenever I see them have a tremor, because I'm like, I want to say, have you tried CBD?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, we do that with everybody and everything.
I know.
We really
and
do.
I see someone like with even just with like a little splint on, like, hey, you need to try my balm. It's not. I'm not.
It's this need to help people. It's not. You know, like, hey, come to our store. We need to sell you stuff. It's like you want to help. It's our need to help. Yes,
it is. It really is, and that's kind of what I was doing there, speaking to them about my products and why I got involved and do what I do, but then also giving them samples to try and things like that, because there's just so many things that our products can help with that, with the Parkinson's symptoms. It's not going to cure it. I'm never going to tell you that. We'll never tell you that. I'll never tell you that cures anything. I mean, it didn't even cure. It hasn't cured my husband of seizures either, or any other cancer or anything. So
but can it improve the quality of your life is what you need to look at.
Exactly. And that I truly believe that it can. And even for the caregivers, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The caregivers go through a lot taking care of someone that they love. And I feel for them too, because, they don't sleep well. I know I have my own PTSD with John's seizures. So I'm so grateful that my products help with that. So, but I'm not quite as jumpy. The further we go along from him having a seizure, I tend to lessen up a little bit, but it's still, in the mornings are rough for that. So I can only imagine what the caregivers go through too. So I just think it's important that we talk about some of the things that cannabis use and seniors in general too, not just Parkinson's, but also our elderly. And I hate to use that word elderly, because
I don't like elderly either.
No, and it's
Seniors.
funny, right? Right. Seniors. I like seniors better, but my mom worked at a nursing home and for my entire life. So I was always around older people. Like, I'd go visit and I would sit and we'd play cards, and they'd always cheat. And I'd get so mad when I was little. But I was always just taught to respect my elders. One, they have wisdom that you do not have. And I think a lot of the younger generations kind of have gotten away from respecting their elders and listening to their elders. But even now, I would prefer to listen to someone older than younger, because they have the experience, and I like to learn from people that are older than me, because I don't want to make the same mistakes they did. I would rather learn from their mistakes so I don't have to make the mistake. I make plenty of my own mistakes. I think we all do. Right. But I've just always, one, you should respect everyone, period. It doesn't matter if they're old or young or any of that. But I just think the respect is just different than what it used to be. So you're a senior. Beth did some research on how our products can help. And I just think it's so important that seniors get the help and love that they need too. And, we're all aging. We are all going to be old. No one lives forever. And I mean, granted, you can die young, but then you're gone. You won't ever be a senior then either. So it's like we're all aging every day. We're one closer to that final day, because that happens with all of us, unfortunately. And when you're young, you just don't think about that stuff.
Right.
They don't. Our kids, we got kids. You and I both got daughters. So I try to tell Morgan, hey, there is going to be a day when I'm not around, it's going to happen. And just kind of prepare her for that. Cause even though I knew my mom had COPD and she tried to tell me that I'm in the final stages of this lung disease. I'm like, no, you're not. You're fine. I completely was in denial, complete denial. I thought she'd live forever.
Yeah. I thought that too. When my mom was going through leukemia, I just thought there's no way I'm not going to lose her.
Right. Okay. And we ain't gonna go there because I'll both be crying.
I don't want to.
And I don't let nobody cry by themselves. So no crying today. But I think it's just important for both Beth and I to talk about this because it's needed.
Well, and I like that Parkinson's is one of the major things they have studied with cannabis. I think we know more about cannabis and Parkinson's than probably any other disease.
Well, yeah, and the fact that our government owns a patent on it, and they talk about cannabis oil helping Parkinson's right in there because it's a neurotransmitter for the neuro issues. So it really does help with that.
And the tremors and seeing those videos. Yep. How it
instantly calms people.
Yeah. And now being here in the store and actually seeing people and they're like, look, and we have a lot of caregivers that buy the products, for their loved ones. And they talk about the improvement in reduction of anxiety is a big, big thing. Getting that good. If you can reduce anxiety, you can get better sleep. There's so many different things that it can help with. But yeah, I was a caregiver for my uncle who had Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a slow progression disease, but it eventually does affect every part of your body.
Every part of you. Every part.
I have a voicemail.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But
It's amazing how much that helps people. I didn't know you did that. You too. So firsthand.
Yep.
I know. There's a lady. Her name's Catherine, and I call her an angel because her husband has Parkinson's, and she's been his caregiver. And then she also does advocacy work. And she stands up for the people that are also going through through that stuff. So she is there for that. And she helps them with doctors and all kinds of things like that. So I think that's pretty important that you have a good advocacy and advocate in your pocket, that is there helping you, that's there when you go to the doctors.
If you need help, don't do this all on your own.
Exactly. So I mean, it is so important. Yeah, get the help you need. Make sure you have somebody there with you that can ask questions and remember what the doctors say. You know what I mean? And help you navigate through that medical thing and talk to them about possibly taking CBD products. I think we also read that CBD helps more with Parkinson's, more so than the THC. And the reason being, I mean, I still think THC is great. Obviously Delta 8 for the sleep part, because a lot of Parkinson's, they do not get sleep. They are not able to sleep well at all. So that helps with that. But also, you don't want to take too much of the Delta 9 or Delta 8. You don't want that over psychoactive feel to it.
Any confusion, because it could cause some confusion.
It could cause more confusion.
Or a loss of balance, too.
Yeah,
So
and you definitely don't want the loss of balance.
Fall risk is a main concern with that. So low and slow, like we always say. It always seems to work the best.
Always.
What works for you.
Yep.
But yeah, cannabis use in seniors. So we were going to talk about this. I made some cool little infographics. They're at our store.
She's so good.
But it has cannabis use in adults 65 and older has increased by 75%.
Boop.
And this was reported, I believe this is a 2024 study, because it had gone up, I think, when I originally did this infographic.
Are these the boomers?
Yeah, so these are boomers. So they come in and they either never used it because they were taught it was bad, or they were the hippie generation and they're like, I use cannabis, I'm not afraid. Either way, whether you've used it or not, we can help you with that. But yeah, a lot of them aren't scared of it. So that's why I think that increase, and they're finding all those prescriptions they've been on for years, it hasn't helped them in the ways they were hoping, and so they're going for more natural type products. But there was a great study, I love this, in the UK, cannabis-based medicinal products have been legal since 2018. We're so far behind here, people. Got to catch up. But and that's throughout the whole UK. They don't separate by states, like we do here.
We're not united or nothing.
We're not united like we should be.
Really not.
But they've reported consistent improvement in the quality of life, general health, mood, and sleep. If you could have those 4 things, heck yeah. Let's do that.
Then you age better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get to actually enjoy your golden years and maybe not be in so much pain or have so much anxiety or, just having a better quality of life.
Right.
I think that's so important. And our country is so big about getting you on a pill.
I know.
Here's a pill for this. Here's a pill for that. Here's a pill for this. We've talked about this many times. So if our products, if CBD and cannabis in general can give a better quality of life and can get you off some of those pharmaceutical drugs
and make you happier.
Right?
Help you sleep better. I know, because our customers are the happiest people.
What is wrong with that? Right?
We do have the happiest customers, and it's because they are using our products.
It is for sure.
It is a mood booster.
Now, we've had some doozies too. We ain't gonna lie about that. I've dealt with a few people, but for the most part, yes. And it's because they're relaxed and they're getting pain relief. And I remember one gentleman, you helped him quit drinking.
I know.
Yeah, and what a huge difference. Like, he was so mad at you, came in that next day.
Because he took too much.
And you talked to him and you're like, no, I told you. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
So then remember he went back and tried it. I was
and then
like, that's
he
awesome.
Continually used it to help him with the side effects of quitting drinking. And last time I saw him, he just stopped in to say hi, and he was headed to law school. So,
that's freaking phenomenal.
Was just like the best thing
I love
ever.
that. Oh, that makes me so happy.
But we have a ton of stories. I should write them all down.
We should.
Write a book.
We could.
Ooh,
we could.
We're going to call it Hempin Happiness. Probably.
Yes, we will. Well, with a few chapters of not so happiness. Stuff.
It always sneaks in there.
Always sneaks in there, but
yeah, that study, it was CBD dominant strain. So that's what I'm afraid of with medical is we're going to get this THC content so high. We need CBD in our plants.
Oh, we do. Well, and that's the thing, though. I don't know that the medical program is going to allow a super high
here in Kentucky.
THC. Yeah, I want to say 35%.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's not super duper high. And then for the gummies, they're only allowing 10 milligrams.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, we got ones higher than that now. Yeah. I know, it's silly, whatever. But that has to come from the marijuana plant. Oh, it's not the same plant.
No.
I mean, some of the rules, I'm like, do you guys know what you're doing?
They don't know what they're doing.
No, because they're legislators. They're not out in the field working in this stuff.
But nobody asked us.
No.
Even though we've been
doing
working
it
with
forever.
people, forever and ever, and do the science and the research.
Yeah, don't even get me going, Beth. Don't get me going on that one.
We're sticking with our happiness today.
We're sticking with this.
But there's also a term called inflammaging, and I don't know how many people have heard that.
It's
becoming
inflammaging. When she said it a little bit ago, I'm like, what? What?
It's
inflammaging.
Aging is caused by chronic inflammation. So I guess if we didn't have any inflammation, we would never age, maybe.
Interesting.
I know.
Well, do you know besides our products, do you want to know what else helps with inflammation? Keep moving.
Yes.
Keep moving. A body that moves stays in motion. Right. A body that rests. Right. And I think I've said that before on our damn podcast too. But I am 100%. Do not sit around. Do not lay around. Get your ass up and moving. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. I don't love the gym. Well, I kind of do because it gets me out of my head. Yeah. I'll read my damn book. So I'm really I'm on the treadmill. If I'm doing that, I mean,
even if you're sitting, you can shake your legs, move your arms. It's not easy for everybody to move, but if you start those little things and make it a habit, before you know it, you're moving, you're losing weight, you're feeling less inflamed, and all of that helps. Instead of taking pills to masking. Decrease, it's not helping.
No, it's definitely not helping. And you're not healing.
Yeah, but inflammaging can lead to insulin resistance, atherosclerosis. The tightening of your arteries or the plaque buildup.
Oh yeah.
Immune system problems leads to cancer, but those are things, if we can reduce that.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Do you know this about cancer? Everybody has a cancer gene.
Everyone
has the cancer gene. It's whether you turn it on or off.
Diet, movement,
what the carcinogens that we breathe in,
toxins that
smoking,
smoking,
drinking, all the chemicals in our food,
anything that's toxic, even the stuff you put on your face.
Yes,
that's
why I don't put anything on my face.
Yeah, I like my hemp balm on my face.
I noticed that when I was a lot younger. Just how women seem to look older than men, and they'd be the same age, and I'm like, why? It's
makeup chemicals.
I think it's true, and then people are like, well, I got to put it on because then it hides my wrinkles. I'm like, do you realize you probably wouldn't have wrinkles had you not wore it?
I know,
because it is rare that I wear makeup, and even when I do, it's just a little eye stuff, and I try to use brands that do not have chemicals in them.
It wasn't until a few years ago that I realized how many chemicals we
oh my gosh, you're slathering it on your face every single day and eating it. But that's the thing, we don't, because it's all approved. It's all okay. It's all through safe. The FDA. Yeah.
Well, because they're going to give you a pill later to help you feel better from all this stuff we cause.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not even no, I am for my husband, but I don't care for sunscreen. Some of the sunscreens I think could cause cancer too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of picky about that as well. But yeah, I mean, all that stuff, and it's only gotten worse and worse. And the food is not food anymore. And, people give people that eat organic a hard time, but I'm like, organic just means that it was the same food your grandparents were eating.
Right. And we pay more for that.
We pay more to not have it.
Not have pesticides
and glyphosate and other things on
heavy
it.
Metals.
And heavy metals and things like that. And I'm like, why are you okay with putting that stuff in your body?
Yeah.
And what's the number one thing that, I was having a conversation with someone, I don't remember who, but we were talking about autism. Might have been even at the Parkinson's things. I think it was. Her grandson is autistic. And I said, has anyone thought to look at the diet of the autism children? Because if they are just eating Kraft macaroni and cheese, couldn't that make it worse? Or a red dye 40 or yellow 5, those things, and sugar. Like all of those things are not good for children, and especially the Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Well, I think that's the increase of ADHD is from what we have been consuming.
And food allergies in general seems to exasperate ADD and ADHD as well. Being allergic to certain foods, but you still eat them. Your body reacts in a different way.
Yeah.
Like I've heard a lot of people, I wouldn't say they've cured themselves, but night and day difference from just changing their diet. Night and day difference. Like I notice because I eat pretty damn clean. Even if I do get processed food, like I try to go like with Kind bars, so you know what all the ingredients are. You know what I mean? Like that, I consider my candy bar now. I try just not to eat a lot of junk, but if I'm out and about and we go to a restaurant, I can tell the next day. I can tell. I can feel it in my body. So I'm just, unless it's like a pretty natural organic place, I'm just, I'll go, but it's not my favorite thing to do anymore. So
I ate a lot of crap this past weekend. I'm like, I can't believe my friends are eating this stuff and eating this much. But yeah.
Well, I'm heading out of town.
I'm trying to cleanse my body right now.
I take my own stuff.
Yeah, I
do. I take my own snacks. I take all my vitamins. I am very much into supplements. I take a lot of vitamins, as you can see them on my desk there, but I just think all of that is important for keeping me healthy.
Right.
Because we don't get a lot of the nutrients naturally in our foods anymore. And I think that harms our seniors and our elderly people. They're eating things that are quick and not as healthy. And, we're really good friends with the owner of Clean Eats. And I think we're going to get him on our show pretty soon. His name's Matt Hall. But if you are looking for like healthy alternatives and food that's already cooked for you,
it is not that expensive, which blows my mind. You can go there, for less than you probably spend at the grocery.
And less than you spend at McDonald's. And time.
Yeah.
I don't have to cook all that stuff.
Right.
And like my husband likes different things than I like, so he can actually have things that he likes because I only cook what we both like.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So he can have salmon because I think salmon's gross. I'm sorry. I've never been a fan of it. But he can have stuff like that where I can have they got a clean hamburger helper. That's a clean mac is what they call it. I freaking love it. Yeah. It is just good cheeses and good, not super fattening and you still need your carbs, people. Yeah. People still need carbs.
Yeah, you can't eliminate. That's your instant energy. You gotta, but eat the right carbs. Eat natural things from the earth kind of carbs.
Exactly.
Processed. That's what my husband learned through having diabetes, being diagnosed later with type 1. And I still can't get this out of his head. He sees carbs is that one thing on whether or not to eat something. But what we've come to notice is that the more chemicals they are putting in the food, that's what's increasing the carbs. So processed foods, if you look, they're
filled with sugars too.
They're full of weird
corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup.
So if you're eating processed food, that's your high carbs. Don't be afraid of a natural baked potato. That's a different.
It's a different kind of carb.
Yeah.
It really. It's not, but it is. It is.
But
it's
it
a
does.
natural.
I think it does kind of affect his blood sugar different.
I bet it does.
Natural carbs or.
I bet it does.
Fake carbs. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Well, and then I've got some really special friends that I adore dearly, but they're type 2. And I swear they're type 2 because of what they eat.
Well, all the low sugar that came about in the 80s.
Man, that was horrible.
Sugar free and low fat. Everybody's eating aspartame.
Low fat. And the aspartame stuff is just the diet sodas and everything that is supposed to help diabetes. No,
and that causes
it has made it worse. It's made it worse. And same thing with seniors. Like we've just been lied to for a really long time about what's good for us. You have to do your own research and you have to make the right decisions for your body. But if you're experiencing things like this, take a look at your diet.
Number one,
take a look at what medications you are taking and reach out to a good pharmacist. There are really good pharmacists out there that will talk to you about all of the side effects that could be caused from your medications. Even for Parkinson's, you know, I mean, they've got them on all kinds of medications, some of them too much. You know, I am very, 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 very against statins and high cholesterol medicines, because they only check your cholesterol one time and they want to put you on a pill. And to me, cholesterol fluctuates just like your blood pressure does. And I check my blood pressure at home. I am so good. But when I go into the hospital, go into a doctor's appointment, sometimes it'll be high.
White coat syndrome.
I get the white coat syndrome. But any other time, I'm perfectly fine. Like even low, to where I'm like, oh, is that normal? Like I've asked you a couple times. You're like, you're fine. But I mean, it's just things that you have to be aware of too, and not let them just shove pills down your throat. And if you have questions, that's why we're here. We're really here for that. We're here for anyone with Parkinson's, we're here for anyone and everyone that has questions. And 9 times out of 10, we can probably help you find some relief.
And, you know, we're not an expert. We're not nutritionists.
Yes, I mean, we're experts on CBD.
We know a lot of people who are experts, and we can get you to the right place that you need to go.
Absolutely.
Our wellness partners are amazing.
We've got a lot of wellness partners. So,
and, we all work together to make everybody in Louisville healthy. But, Clean Eats. I was just going to say, you can stop in and like grab something fresh to go and have it right then, eat there. Or they have frozen meals that you can put in your freezer.
That's what I do. I just go in and go shopping. Because I forget, you can do their meal plan and order it prior to, and then just stop and pick up. They're not frozen, but I kind of like just to go in and get the frozen meals.
To look.
And look and see what the different ones are. And I've tried a lot of them. And there's some that I won't try, because I hate green peppers. But so I got to pick the green peppers out. And don't ask me why. It's just a weird child thing. I have no idea. I don't like them. But they've got a lot of good food.
So we do need to get him on here.
Yeah, we'll have a little podcast with Matt, because I think it'd be beneficial. And he's had he's given presentations, and I've just been like in awe. I'm like, God, that makes so much sense. So I've been enjoying his meals for a while now. I don't eat them all the time. I do still cook at home, because I also
like variety.
I like variety.
I like the way you cook.
And I do like the way I cook sometimes. And then other times I'm like, I am not cooking this week. I'm not doing it.
Worse and worse about that.
Me too. Yeah, you're too tired.
We work hard.
We do work hard. Last thing you want to do is spend hours and hours in the kitchen. And I like to meal prep, because I only want to do it once. And then I'll eat on it all week. And my husband doesn't like that as much as I do. I will eat leftovers. He's not a big leftover eater. So if I cook a big meal, then I expect to have leftovers. And he's like, oh, are we eating that again? I'm like,
yes,
he eats cereal.
It was good.
He'll eat cereal. He'll eat cereal instead. But just reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to help the elderly. We're here to help our seniors, because we actually do respect you, and we will listen to you. And if you have questions, we will do our best to find those answers for you, and hopefully get you a product that can benefit you. And that's what we're all about here at 502 and at 812 Hemp. So just make sure you reach out and keep in touch. Follow us on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram,
Like and subscribe.
Twitter.
You get notified when we have a new episode.
Yeah, and sign up for our newsletters too, because that's where you're going to hear about what we've got, new products that have come out. You'll hear about specials and sales, and what events we're going to be at sometimes. And it's very informative. So we try not to hassle you. Maybe one a week at the most. But yeah, definitely keep in touch, and we always appreciate you all listening. And if you have questions, info@502hemp.com. But thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah, thanks.